Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
In the year 3025, humanity had spread its wings across the galaxies, but the allure of the unknown still danced tantalizingly close to the edges of civilization. Beneath a twilight sky streaked with purple and gold, Kofi strolled through the remnants of an ancient city, its towering structures draped in vines and glowing with strange bioluminescence. Just what I need, Kofi muttered to himself, adjusting the heavy backpack that dug into his shoulders. A little brush with history while everyone else is binge-watching ancient sitcoms on the SpaceNet. He peered through the dilapidated archways, his flashlight beam casting wild shadows against the cracked stone. Overall, the atmosphere was one of eerie beauty, but tonight, it felt like a setup for some cosmic joke. Suddenly, laughter erupted from a nearby group of fellow adventurers, their voices dissipating into the night air. Kofi felt a pang of envy. While they had found camaraderie and connection, he felt like an outsider, wrestling with a recent heartbreak and a growing sense of ennui. Why not liven it up a little? He thought, scanning the area until his light fell upon an imposing figure shrouded in dust and mystery. It was a statue, more than 10 feet tall, masterfully sculpted. Its features were both stunningly beautiful and profoundly alien, with delicate patterns woven into its stone-like surface. Most strikingly were its eyes, closed and serene, as if holding thousands of years of forgotten stories. "Okay, let's see how far I can push this," he murmured to himself. With a playful smile, he stepped closer. As he reached the base of the statue, Kofi couldn't help but chuckle. Here stood a piece of history, an ancient monument untouched for centuries, and he, the intrepid explorer, was going to kiss it. Here goes nothing. With a dramatic flair, he leaned forward, pressed his lips against the cold stone, and whispered, "Nice to meet you, beautiful stranger." To his utter shock, the world around him went silent. The wind stilled, and the only sound was the beating of his heart. He pulled back, laughter fading into confusion. Suddenly, the eyes of the statue fluttered open, glowing with a brilliant luminescence. Kofi stumbled backward, wide-eyed. "Oh, what? You want to be my mate?" Came a voice like a soft wind, resonating in the air around him. Time seemed to freeze. He stood there, frozen between amusement and bewilderment, as laughter bubbled up uncontrollably. This isn't how I expected my night to go," he exclaimed, unable to peel his gaze from the luminous being that had come to life before him. The statue had transformed. What stood before him now was a stunningly beautiful alien with radiant skin and an aura of curiosity that seemed to reach out to him. "I am Nia," she said, her voice a silky echo, "and your kiss has awakened me from the quartz dreams of a millennia." Kofi scratched his head, a flurry of thoughts swirling in his mind. "Okay, Nia, let's just address the elephant in the room. Am I dreaming, or did a 1,000-year-old statue just ask me to be its mate?" Her gaze flickered, amusement mixed with something deeper. "You kiss me, yes? That signifies a desire for connection in your world." Realization dawned, a smile creeping across Kofi's face. "Well, yeah, a kiss is usually a good start." He paused, a mischievous idea forming. "But I've got to admit, I didn't think it would lead to this. A chat with an extraterrestrial beauty over the ruins of civilization." And so began an adventure neither had anticipated, spinning together in a tapestry of laughter, surprise, and an unexpected connection between human and alien, a bond that would change their lives forever. As the shimmering glow of Nia's eyes faded, Kofi shook his head, trying to comprehend the surreal situation. "So, you real? Like really real?" Nia tilted her head, curiosity sparkling in her now open eyes. "Indeed, I have dwelled within that statue for a millennia." Her voice was gentle yet resonant, as if echoing through the fabric of time itself. "Time flows differently in the realm of stone, but you disrupted that slumber with your kiss." Kofi chuckled nervously. "Well, I definitely wasn't expecting an alien to pop out. I mean, do you want me to apologize for waking you? Hold on. Is there a cosmic handbook for this sort of thing?" "No apology is required," she said, her lips curling into a smile. "But your arrival and kiss have awakened more than just my consciousness. They have sparked a connection that I have long awaited. Feeling a mixture of exhilaration and disbelief, Kofi took a step back. A connection? Like, you want to be my mate? Because that's a pretty big deal. Yes, mate, Nia affirmed, her expression softening. In my culture, it is not merely a term for companionship. It symbolizes an intertwinement of souls, a deep bond rooted in mutual understanding and acceptance. Kofi's heart raced. His mind raced even faster. Look, Nia, it's not that I'm against the idea or anything. I mean, you're absolutely stunning, but you're also an alien. There are a lot of things to consider. Such as, she prompted, her curiosity now piqued, drawing closer to him. The fact that you're an interstellar being who just spent a millennium trapped in a rock. Kofi replied incredulously. That, and the whole species thing. I mean, how do our biological systems even work together? Are we compatible? Nia's laughter rang like chimes in the wind. You humans worry too much. True connection transcends biology, and I believe we can explore that together. Would you be willing to learn about my kind? Kofi scratched his chin, the absurdity of it all tugging at his sense of reality. All right, teach me. Just as long as we don't end up with a bunch of alien love rituals that involve dancing under moons or whatever. With a playful flick of her fingers, Nia summoned a shimmer of light that danced around her like fireflies. Welcome to a part of my world, she said, and the faded city transformed in front of his eyes. Holoscreens flared to life, displaying vibrant scenes of an alien culture woven with tradition, technology, and compassion. Kofi's eyes widened as he observed these glimpses. It's beautiful. I mean, to think I was kissing a stone statue, and there's this incredible world behind it? Nia nodded, her gaze steady on him. Within that world lie soulmates sharing their thoughts, their very essence. We connect at a deeper level, emotionally and spiritually. Spiritual? Kofi echoed, raising a brow. You guys do spirituality too? Yes, she replied softly. Our spirits are threads intricately woven into the fabric of the universe. Just as you taste the sweetness of fruits and feel the warmth of the sun, we touch the essence of each other. Our mating is not only physical, it redirects energies that connect all living things. Kofi felt a flush of warmth rise in his cheeks. Wow, that sounds intense. So, what does that mean for us? It means, Kofi, that if you wish to explore this connection, we must first understand each other's essence, the good, the bad, and the beautiful. Nia explained, her voice steady and inviting. Okay, Kofi said. How do I do that? Nia held out her hand. Come with me. Together we will explore your memories. Unsure but intrigued, Kofi grasped her hand, and within moments, he found himself enveloped in an iridescent array of colors. Suddenly, he was standing in a vast yellow field, under a burning sun, youthful laughter echoing around him. It felt like home, his childhood backyard, lush with memories. He watched as younger versions of himself played with his sister, chasing each other around, carefree and full of joy. Nia stood beside him, her gaze serene, an encouraging presence in this nostalgic space. Feel the warmth of happiness. This is part of your essence, Kofi. It breathes life and light into your being. As the memory shifted, they were swept into a moment of vulnerability, his first heartbreak. Kofi saw himself sitting alone on a bench, the weight of loneliness pressing down on him. Share this too, Nia said softly, her voice wrapping around him like a gentle embrace. I don't want to remember that, he protested, heart heavy. But Nia created a soft shield around them, letting the memory play out. He felt the sting of tears and a loss that hung in the air like an unwanted guest. After the memory faded, Kofi turned to Nia, emotional energy swirling around them. That was hard. Why do I have to share the sad stuff? Because it is a part of you. Compassion grows from understanding pain, just as joy teaches us to embrace happiness. I wish to know all parts of your essence, she said. You're asking a lot, Kofi admitted, the weight of her request settling heavily into his chest. Only as much as you wish to share, Kofi, she replied gently. And in return, I will share my own memories with you. Suddenly, the scene shifted again, and Kofi found himself in a beautifully alien landscape. Two suns hung high in the sky, casting a warm glow over metallic flora that shimmered like precious gems. "This is my home," Nia said, her spirit resonating through the vivid display around them. "The place where I learned what it means to connect, to love, and to be loved. I want you to experience this joy." As she shared her memories, Kofi was knowledgeable of the tenderness of her homeland, but he also felt the deep sorrow she carried from centuries of solitude. "I will never make you feel alone again," he promised, his heart resonating with a newfound understanding of her burden. Kofi turned to Nia, the alien princess before him transformed into a creature of boundless emotion. "If we're going to do this, let's do it right. I want to learn about you, every part of you." "And I about you," Nia replied, eyes sparkling. "Together we will break the barriers of worlds." Standing in that field of colors, Kofi felt a thread of hope weaving through them, binding their fates together. With that understanding came new fears, new challenges, but also the thrill of exploring the uncharted territory of love, a love that promised to defy the conventional. "Kofi," Nia said, grounding him, "if you choose this journey, you must know it is not without danger. Others may not accept our bond. They might even see us as threats." Kofi inhaled deeply, his resolve solidifying. "Then let's face them together. I'm in this, I'm all in." A smile blossomed on Nia's face, illuminating the dreamlike landscape around them. Before them lay an adventure that transcended worlds, one that would intertwine their destinies and challenge everything they understood about love and existence. Kofi and Nia stood amidst the brilliant colors of their shared memories, a newfound weight of purpose swelling in the air around them. Their connection felt as if it had wrapped around them both, a warm embrace promising adventure and depth. "Before we move forward," Nia said, her expression becoming solemn, "we must learn how to navigate the worlds of each other. Your world is vastly different from mine, and that will be our greatest challenge." "Right. I guess we need to prepare for what's coming," Kofi said, feeling a jolt of determination surge through him. "Tell me everything I need to know about your people, your culture. What should I expect?" Nia smiled gently, flickers of light dancing in her eyes. "We are not just beings of light and energy, Kofi. Our society is deeply interconnected through our spirits, and we value emotional honesty. You must be ready to share your innermost thoughts and feelings. That is how we become one with each other." Kofi rubbed the back of his neck, a mix of excitement and anxiety swirling within him. "Uh-huh. So, basically, no more hiding my emotions or pretend bravado." "Precisely," she confirmed, her voice soothing. "But that vulnerability will lead to strengthening our bond. It is a radical but beautiful way of living." "Okay, so emotional rawness, got it." Kofi took a deep breath. "What about, well, what comes next? You mentioned mate. What does that entail?" Nia's smile widened. That is a great question. It begins with deep understanding, learning each other's joys and fears. When the time is right, the bond is completed through a union, the melding of our energies." Kofi raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet apprehensive. "Are we talking a cosmic fusion of some sort? Sounds intense." "In a manner of speaking," Nia replied, gently squeezing his hand. "The fusion is an experience that intertwines our essences, sharing the feelings so that one can comprehend another's heart fully." "Wow, that sounds like a natural high," Kofi chuckled, trying to wrap his mind around the possibilities. "But Nia, are there risks involved? Risks other than embarrassing myself with my emotions?" "The greatest risk lies in the perceptions of others," she said, her expression darkening momentarily. "There are factions within my kind who believe interspecies unions are forbidden. They may seek to stop us." "Great," Kofi sighed, rubbing his temples. "So not only do we need to navigate our own emotional landscape, but we also have to deal with potential intergalactic politics? Just my luck." "You are brave," Nia said earnestly, her gaze steady. "I need you, Kofi. Together we can forge our own path, but we cannot face them alone. We must seek allies within both our worlds." "All right, let's gather our crew," Kofi replied, adrenaline surging. "What's the first step?" Nia hesitated as if weighing her words carefully. The first step is to visit my council. They may be more open to our bond than you think. They will need to see that our connection has potential for peace. Council, Kofi mused nervously. Sounds like serious stuff. Are they going to throw me in front of a jury or something? Not quite. Nia chuckled. But they will pass judgment based on their perceptions. Your openness and sincerity will be key. Okay, I can do sincere, Kofi said, feeling a wave of confidence wash over him. Let's hit that council and show them how amazing interspecies love can be. Before Kofi could react, Nia lifted her hands, creating a portal of shimmering light that pulsed with energy. Hold my hand tightly, she instructed, and do not let go. With a nod, Kofi grasped her hand, feeling its warmth and strength. They stepped into the portal, and as they crossed its threshold, colors swirled and erupted around them. In a heartbeat, they found themselves standing in the council chamber of Nia's home. The room was magnificent, crafted from what seemed to be living crystal, shimmering with deep blues and greens. The ceiling arched like a vast sky, reflecting distant stars, and in the center was a circular recess filled with flickering lights. Kofi felt a wave of awe wash over him. This place is stunning, he whispered, taking in the alien beauty. Nia stepped forward, her voice commanding yet respectful. Council of the Elders, I bring before you a matter of great importance. I wish to present my mate Kofi, a human. At the mention of his name, a group of beings stepped into view, majestic creatures radiating energy. Each elder possessed features uniquely alien, elongated limbs, luminescent skin, and eyes that glimmered with ancient wisdom. An elder with an ethereal crown stepped forward, her voice echoing like wind through chimes. Nia, you have awakened from your slumber. Why do you bring this human to us? Nia's gaze remained steady. I bring him as my mate. His heart is open, and our bond transcends the boundaries of our worlds. A murmur spread through the council, a mix of intrigue and skepticism. Kofi swallowed hard, stepping up beside Nia. Hi, I'm Kofi. He introduced himself, feeling exposed yet determined. I know this may seem unusual, but Nia and I have found something special together. The elder with the crown narrowed her eyes, assessing him. Explain to us, human, what do you understand of love? What can you offer our Nia? Kofi felt the weight of scrutiny bearing down on him, but he straightened his back. Love is about connection, understanding, and acceptance. It's about standing together against challenges. That's something I believe in deeply. Nia has shown me that despite our differences, we can create something beautiful together. Can you navigate the complexities of our societies? Another elder inquired, his voice low and contemplative. Your cultures do not align. I'm ready to learn and adapt, Kofi stated with conviction. If it means standing with Nia, I'll fight for our love. I want to create a bridge between our worlds. I'm not afraid to face whatever comes our way. A tense silence settled in the chamber as the council members exchanged glances. Finally, the elder with the crown nodded thoughtfully, her expression softening. You possess spirit, young human. It is rare to see such determination. Nia smiled at Kofi, pride shimmering in her gaze. Together, we will change perspectives. The crown-wearing elder stepped closer. But know this, your bond will be challenged, and not all will welcome an interspecies union. I understand, Kofi replied firmly, unwavering in his resolve. But our love is worth it. With a slow nod, the elder addressed the council. Let us deliberate on this matter. We shall inform you of our decision. As the elders gathered, Kofi felt a wave of relief wash over him. He exchanged glances with Nia, her presence a comforting anchor amidst the uncertainty. Whatever happens, I'll stand by you, he said softly. And I by you, Nia responded, her eyes reflecting the galaxies of possibilities stretching ahead. Minutes passed as the elders deliberated, their voices hushed yet charged with tension. Kofi couldn't shake the feeling of anxiety creeping back in. Would they accept him? Could they really bridge the gap between their worlds? Finally, the elder with the crown stepped forward, the atmosphere heavy with expectation. We have reached a decision, she proclaimed. While your bond is unconventional, we see the bond you share cannot be denied. It holds potential for both our peoples. However, there will be trials ahead. You must prove that your intentions are sincere. What kind of trials? Kofi asked, a knot tightening in his stomach. Tests of loyalty and understanding. You must face the challenge that lies in your differences, the elder warned, her gaze piercing. If you succeed, the council and the people shall accept your union. If you fail, we may have no choice but to dissolve your bond for the safety of Nia and our kind. Kofi nodded, a mixture of fear and determination coursing through him. Understood. We'll succeed together. Then let your journey begin, the elder declared, gesturing for them to step forward. We are willing to witness your growth, should you prove worthy. With that, Kofi and Nia stood side by side, gazing into a future that stretched deep and vast before them, a path fraught with challenges, yet illuminated by the sheer power of connection and love. With the council's acceptance hanging in the air, Kofi and Nia stepped back from the central chamber, anticipation coursing between them like electricity. Kofi felt the weight of their upcoming trials crush down on him, yet he cherished the idea that they were about to embark on this journey together. Trials, huh? He said, trying to inject levity into the moment. Great way to kick off a relationship. Nia chuckled softly, her eyes glinting with a mix of determination and warmth. They will test our bond, yes. However, I believe we can overcome them. Absolutely, Kofi said, feeling a surge of inspiration. So what's first on the agenda? Obstacle courses? Gourmet cooking challenges? Nia smiled, but her expression soon turned serious. The first trial tests our emotional connection. You must enter the Hall of Reflections, where echoes of your past will be revealed. In this chamber, you will confront fears, regrets, and your deepest feelings. Sounds fun, Kofi said, feeling his stomach churn. But it's probably better than participating in an alien bake-off. Remember, Nia advised, glancing at him seriously, you must be honest. Do not shy away from the truth. Only then can we grow from what we face. With renewed determination, Kofi nodded. Let's do this. Nia led him through a corridor of living crystal, the walls pulsing gently with their combined energies. Kofi noted the vibrant imprints of alien energy looming around them, urging him to embrace this new reality. At last, they arrived before a grand archway framed with swirling lights that beckoned them forward. Nia placed her hand on the entrance, and the threshold glowed brightly, illuminating their path. As they stepped into the Hall of Reflections, Kofi's breath hitched in his throat. The chamber was otherworldly, a circular space filled with crystal panels reflecting vibrant fractals that shimmered like stars. An ethereal mist floated in the air, swirling around them as though alive. "Welcome, Kofi," whispered a voice like wind slipping through leaves. "This is your journey. Face what lies within." No pressure, right?" Kofi muttered, slightly apprehensive. Determined not to let nerves overtake him, Kofi stepped further into the room. Images began to swirl around the walls, vividly depicting moments from his life. He saw his childhood home, a scene of laughter echoing through time. Next, a bitter memory emerged, his first heartbreak, followed by wild teenage adventures and the thrill of new experiences. "Focus on those that unsettle you," Nia encouraged, standing beside him. "That is where growth lives." Kofi clenched his jaw, watching the painful memories replay. "You mean the ones where I feel like a total fool?" His voice trembled slightly. "Precisely," Nia replied softly. "You cannot shy away from your feelings. Embrace them and share them with me." He felt the weight of her gaze, urging him to dig deeper within. Tentatively, Kofi reached out toward the most painful memory, the moment he stood alone, heart shattered as his girlfriend declared she needed space. As the scene solidified before them, he could see himself sitting on that bench, looking utterly defeated. The palpable weight of despair flooded back. "I was feeling hopeless," Kofi acknowledged, his voice barely above a whisper. "Like I had let her down, like I wasn't enough." Nia stepped closer, her presence a comforting balm. "What did you learn from this?" "Honestly, that I need to be myself. I tried to fit into what I thought you wanted, And it backfired. I lost my identity, he admitted, each word brushing past his lips like a confession. Afterwards, I found myself at a crossroads. Do I rebuild or drown in despair? Nia watched him with understanding, her glowing essence radiating warmth. You rebuilt your spirit. You are stronger than you realize. Kofi inhaled, letting the memories wash over him like waves. I don't want to feel that way again. I want to be open and true to myself, especially with you. I want to be better. With a deep breath, he turned to face Nia. I think that's why I struggle. I fear that by opening up, I'll lose what I hold dear. Nia's eyes brightened, filled with compassion. Your vulnerability creates strength. In honesty lies connection, a key to understanding one another. You have already taken the first step by confronting your fears. As they stood in that chamber, the darkness of the painful memory began to illuminate with newfound clarity. Kofi felt understanding weaving around him alongside the painful recollection. He glanced back at Nia, beaming with determination. Okay, now it's your turn, Kofi declared, a burst of excitement breaking his earlier tension. Let me see what makes you tick. Nia smiled, her expression glowing, but it quickly transformed into something serious. With a nod, she stepped forward, and the walls began to shimmer anew with echoes of her past. The memories unfurled, showing her as a child, surrounded by vibrant alien landscapes, bases shimmering in the cosmic light. Laughter echoed through the air, each frame revealing the joy and wonder of her youth. But then the scene shifted. Kofi saw darkness encroaching, shadows consuming laughter as Nia's home faced calamity, the loss of loved ones, the weight of isolation pressing down upon her. It seems your past is not all flowers and light, Kofi said softly, respecting the depth of her story. My society faced serious turmoil over centuries. When I was lost to the court's dreams, I lost everything, Nia replied, her voice wavering slightly. Loneliness has haunted me. It made my choice to enter Sleeper Refuge, a chance to escape the heartbreak. Kofi took a step closer, his heart aching for her. You were searching for connection, just like I was. It's what makes us who we are, he reminded her gently. And together, we can create something beautiful. Nia's eyes softened, glistening like stars. You are brave, Kofi. But bravery does not erase the pain. It amplifies our capacity for joy, she added. As the final memory dissolved into mist, Kofi reached out to touch Nia's arm. We are both so much more than our pasts, and I promise to be by your side always. With those words, a brilliant light enveloped the room, reigning in the swirling energies. The memories echoed once more, melding into a collective understanding, a shared bond of emotional vulnerability that wove through both their stories. Congratulations, echoed the voice of the hall. You have completed your first trial. You faced and embraced your fears. Together, you forged a bond that empowers you both. Did we really? Kofi asked, looking up at Nia, his expression changing from doubt to hope. Yes, we did, Nia replied, a radiant smile lighting her features. This is just the beginning. As they exited the Hall of Reflections, a sense of strength wrapped around them. They stepped into the vibrant expanse of Nia's world, ready to face whatever lay ahead together, one challenge at a time. As Kofi and Nia stepped back into the shimmering expanse of her world, a sense of triumph danced in the air. The echo of their shared triumph still hung in their hearts, fueling their resolve to face future challenges together. All right, what's next on the agenda? Kofi asked, his pulse quickening with anticipation. Nia's smile softened, but her eyes took on a serious tone. The next trial will test our loyalty and trust. We shall face the sentinels of truth, guardians who watch over our society and ensure harmony among our people. Sounds serious, Kofi said, sensing the shift in the atmosphere. Are these sentinels like cosmic bouncers or something? More like protectors of our way of life, Nia explained, her gaze focused ahead. They will challenge us to communicate our intentions honestly. If they perceive deceit, they will condemn our bond and bar you from my world. Kofi swallowed hard. So, if they sense even a hint of unfairness or misunderstanding, we could be in some serious trouble, huh? Yes, Nia acknowledged. But our connection has illuminated the strength of our partnership. We can face them together with honesty. As they walked toward the Sentinel's domain, Kofi couldn't shake the rising trepidation in his gut. What if they misinterpreted his intentions? What if they rejected him because of who he was, irrespective of his honesty and determination? Are you ready? Nia asked as they reached the towering entryway, a shimmering archway flanked by columns of sunlight and energy. Ready as I'll ever be, he replied, steeling his resolve. Let's show them what we've got. With a deep breath, they stepped inside, where they found themselves in a grand chamber, glimmering with light as waves of energy cascaded around them. In the center of the room stood the Sentinels, beings of immense size, with fluid forms shifting between colors and shapes. Their presence radiated an aura of authority and wisdom. Their eyes glimmered like the stars, watching intently. "Welcome," one of the Sentinels spoke, its voice like thunder and song intertwined. "You stand before us to prove your bond, Nia and Kofi. Speak your truths." Kofi felt the weight of their scrutiny pressing down on him. As he steadied himself, he whispered to Nia, "How do we begin?" Nia squeezed his hand reassuringly. "Just speak from your heart. Let them hear your desire for connection." The Sentinels began to circle them, their movements almost hypnotic. Kofi could feel the intensity of their gaze, pulling at the very threads of his being. I'm Kofi," he began, feeling his voice quiver slightly. "When I first met Nia, I was lost. I was carrying the weight of heartache and loneliness, but she awakened something in me, a desire to connect beyond just my world." "What is your intention with Nia?" another Sentinel inquired, its voice resonating like a drum. "I want to embrace our differences," Kofi continued, steadier now. "I want to love her as she deserves, to understand her feelings and experiences, to learn from her and stand by her side as a partner. I believe our bond has the potential to bridge our species." The first Sentinel glided closer, its shape shifting with each word. "Yet you are human, a being of flesh and emotion. What can you offer to our Nia as a mate?" Kofi's heart raced. Doubts began to creep in. "I can offer loyalty and honesty. I might not understand your customs or traditions just yet, but I'm willing to learn and grow. Nia deserves a bond built on mutual respect and support." "Is that all?" the Sentinel asked, its gaze piercing. His heart pounded in his chest. "No, it's more than that. It's a promise to not shy away from my emotions, as I've learned with her. I want to fight for what we have, together." Nia stepped forward, her presence radiating strength. "Forgive my Kofi for his hesitation. He carries the weight of his past, but he has proven his resilience and sincerity. He is brave enough to face our trials with me." "Bravery is not enough alone," said another Sentinel, its voice deep and primal. "You must show us how you will handle the challenges ahead." "Then show us," Kofi exclaimed. "I'm ready to face any test. I want to prove to both of our worlds that there's value in our bond." Suddenly, the chamber pulsed with energy, and the Sentinels began to shift shapes and colors. Kofi felt his throat tighten as whispers surrounded them, half-formed thoughts weaving through the air. Doubt, fear, prejudice. Can love truly transcend species and cultures? The voices echoed, probing into Kofi's heart. Then, a chilling voice cut through the ambience, echoing in his mind. What about pressure? What about the opinions of those who see this bond as a threat? Kofi gritted his teeth, feeling the weight of uncertainty press heavily on his mind. It will take time. I can't change everyone's perception overnight, but I want to try. I believe in Nia and us. I fear the divisions, came another whisper. A human as a mate? They bring chaos. Nia stepped closer to Kofi, her energy intertwining with his. We both carry a responsibility to challenge our societies. Together, as one, we will prove that love blossoms in the face of fear. Kofi felt the warmth of her words surround him, igniting a defense within. I will fight this battle beside her. The love we share offers a chance for harmony and understanding between our worlds. If only people could see how beautiful it can be. The Sentinels paused, their colors swirling, shifting as they deliberated, contemplating their convictions. Kofi glanced at Nia, whose unwavering gaze inspired him. Regardless of the outcome, he would face whatever came next, with Nia by his side. Finally, the lead sentinel spoke, its voice a mixture of thunder and song. "We sense sincerity in your words, but to protect the harmony of our society, we must present a trial of patience. Show us how you handle opposition when questioned about your bond." "What does this entail?" Kofi inquired, hope blooming within him. "You must face the sentinels of dissonance, those who oppose your union. If you succeed in proving your commitment to one another, we will set the path toward acceptance," came the commanding voice. Kofi exhaled, feeling both exhilarated and terrified. "Bring it on. I'm ready for anything." Nia's hand fit perfectly in his, the warmth of their connection piercing through the fear of the unknown. "Together, we are strong, Kofi. We can overcome anything." With resolve burning bright within them, Kofi and Nia prepared to face the challenges ahead, a testament to love that would shine light upon their intertwined fates. With a heavy heart yet a steadfast spirit, Kofi and Nia prepared to face the sentinels of dissonance. The air crackled with tension as they navigated through a labyrinthine passage that led them to the opposing faction. As they entered a vast amphitheater, dark clouds loomed overhead, contrasting the vibrant light that surrounded Kofi and Nia. In the center stood the sentinels of dissonance, formidable beings with fierce eyes, their energy swirling ominously. Kofi exchanged a glance with Nia, both feeling the gravity of what lay ahead. "Whatever happens, we stand together," he assured her. The lead sentinel of dissonance, a figure draped in shadows, stepped forward. "You dare to challenge our views with a union born of chaos? You risk exposing our kind to turmoil." Kofi stepped forward, his pulse racing. "I understand your concerns, truly, but that chaos comes from misunderstanding. My love for Nia is not an act of rebellion or a threat. It's a connection that defies boundaries. There will always be those who oppose your bond." "What will you do when faced with their hatred?" asked another sentinel, dark energy swirling around it like a tempest. Kofi took a deep breath, channeling the bravery he had found within their trials. "We will engage with them. We will show them that love can flourish, even in adversity. We will fight for acceptance, with respect and understanding. Love is not about denying fears, it's about facing them." Nia stepped up beside him, her essence resonating powerfully. "Our connection can serve as a bridge. Kofi and I are willing to engage in open dialogue, to help both our societies understand the beauty within our differences. Together, we can break down the walls of ignorance." The lead sentinel studied them, the shadows flickering as ambiguous emotions flickered through its form. "Your words are noble, yet hollow. In our history, we have seen bonds forged from circumstances entirely unworthy. Prove that your bond can withstand the scrutiny of all." "What do you propose?" Kofi asked, his heart pounding. He was ready to rise to the challenge. "We will set forth a challenge of understanding," the leader declared. "You will each face a representative from those who oppose your bond and confront them openly. Let these sentinels witness your resolve." As the sentinels of dissonance conjured a mist, silhouettes emerged from the shadows, figures that embodied fear, prejudice, and anger. Kofi felt trepidation unfurl within him. One representative, a towering creature with blazing eyes, stepped forward. "Let us see the depth of your love," he bellowed. "What will you do when faced with scorn?" Kofi took a moment to gather himself. "I will speak not to defend our bond against ignorance, but rather to invite dialogue. Our love is an invitation to recognize our humanity beyond our appearances." "Humanity?" The towering figure snorted. "You think your petty desires can change the course of our tradition? Save your breath for other fools." Nia clenched Kofi's arm, sensing his frustration, but he held firm. "Your tradition should evolve, not remain shackled to fear," he responded passionately. "Love transcends cultures. It opens paths for understanding. I'm here to show you the person I am, not the species I belong to." Another shadowy representative scoffed. "And what happens when your bond brings chaos? When hearts break and trust shatters?" Kofi nodded gravely, acknowledging the fears they represented. "Love is not devoid of risk. It requires courage to embrace another. The possibility of heartbreak exists in any relationship. but the rewards of understanding far outweigh the potential pain. Together, we can grow stronger. An echo of murmurs surged through the assembly, uncertainty rising as Kofi's words resonated. Nia stepped forward, her voice calm yet assertive. Let us teach you through our experiences. We are willing to bridge the gap, share our stories, and seek a resolution. It begins with listening, understanding. That's how love blossoms. And as they spoke, the shadows of uncertainty began to fade. A flicker of hope ignited within the onlookers. The sentinels of dissonance exchanged glances, and Kofi felt an awakening, a willingness to challenge the status quo. The courage you have displayed is commendable, said the lead sentinel of dissonance. Words alone cannot promise acceptance. Then let our actions speak, Kofi declared with fervor. Let's work together to create shared experiences, an exchange of cultures, stories, and traditions. We'll show through our unity that love conquers fear. As Kofi and Nia persisted, the sentinels began to shift. Their fierce forms transformed into beings of light, reflecting an openness that had been buried for generations. Tension lifted, and the atmosphere shifted. A shared understanding began to emerge. We are willing to witness your journey, the lead sentinel proclaimed, luminous energy swirling around them. Let love shine as a beacon amidst the shadows, planting roots of trust into our cultures. With that declaration, the sentinels of dissonance offered their accord. The shimmering light wrapped around Kofi and Nia, intertwining with their essences, a symbol of acceptance flowing through both worlds. As they stepped away from their confrontation, Kofi and Nia exchanged a look of disbelief and triumph. We did it, Kofi exclaimed, a joyful smile breaking through as hope flooded his heart. Yes, together, we redefined the path forward, Nia responded, her demeanor radiant. We showed them that love is worth fighting for, transcending barriers. Hand in hand, they exited the amphitheater, greeted by the council waiting outside. In that moment, Kofi felt the weight of the universe shifting, a new dawn breaking across both their worlds. Their journey had only just begun. Their bond would serve as a beacon of hope, bridging gaps where love flourished and showing both humans and aliens alike that connection, understanding, and acceptance were the true essence of existence. As the lights of the stars burned brightly overhead, Kofi knew they were ready to embrace whatever challenges came next. Together, they would rewrite the stories of their worlds, one bond